Happy Friday and welcome to week 33 recap. It's Rick and Ksenia. And Ksenia, it's hot in there with no air conditioning. Are you doing okay?
I'm trying to, I mean, I think it's a new record here for St. Petersburg. We just set it up. It's 35 degrees, so Celsius, and 95, if I calculated it correctly, in Fahrenheit. So I'm melting,
Oh, I
maybe at
couldn't
the
do
end
it.
of this show, I disappear. I don't know.
Well, you might melt. There's not enough ice and water and whatever to do that. And it's always worse indoors. It's always best outdoors in the shade in that heat. So hang in there. I appreciate it. We had heat like that a couple days ago, and I was outside painting, so that's why I was so tan 2 weeks ago. Whatever.
You
But
are tan even now. I
well, I
mean,
just have a shirt that matches my head. That's what's going on.
yeah, I noticed that.
Well, hey, we've had a busy week in the community, and let's take a look at what we have coming up this week.
Yeah, Rick. Okay, so I know that probably I hope that you see my screen now, and we have 4 tabs.
Oh, we broke the rules again? Surprise. Goodness.
Surprise. Yeah, so as you said a few recaps ago, that this is a new rule. Breaking the rule is a new rule. Okay, so first blog post. I believe that the brilliant blog post, it's delivered by Nika. It's about some advantages of Office 365, and Nika just put together his thoughts about flexibility, proximity, restore options, and other things. And I believe that's pretty useful for other community members, for those who are looking for some solution and to get this really, in a compact way, article with all the details, why another user is choosing Office 365. I think that's awesome. That's helpful.
Yeah, and I really like this type of stuff from Nico. This is really organic material, and I think that organic in the sense of Nico's, his professional day-to-day work, he has to ask himself these questions about everything he's using in his IT practice, and sharing this on the Veeam site here, really, really good stuff. So if you haven't checked this out, definitely check this one out.
Yeah, and as you may see, I automated sticky, so it's kind of on the top, and a related topic, just to let you know. So if you would like to check other posts by Nico, he also created 15 reasons to choose Veeam, and he's mostly talking about VBRT, if I recall correctly, and also I think that was his post as well about Veeam Cloud Connect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another one, this one was delivered by Cool Sports, it's Shane, and I just, I saw in Twitter that he's about to deliver this exclusive 3 parts about Veeam's backup copy feature. So first one dedicated to some requirements and limitations. So it's introduction into that. And also, I know that he's going to deliver a second part about short-term retention and third part about GFS retention, like long-term retention, So that's great.
Yeah, so I saw Shane's tweet as well, and I was actually really happy that he's done this. So Shane has used this for years. He knows it very well. And, I'll be honest with you, his title is right, demystified, because the reality is the backup copy job, Ksenia, you know what it does not do? It does not copy back. It doesn't copy back. That's not what it does. Forget the name. All right. So what it does.
Oh, how cool is that?
I've had to explain it to users sometimes. It's like a backup job, but instead of reading the source physical agent or virtual machine, the source that it reads from is another backup file, okay? Because it basically creates another restore point. And there's a lot of intelligence that comes with it, but right from the start, it's not a copy. All right, it makes additional restore points. So he's going through this really good stuff. I'll probably chime in with some comments here with him, and I'm grateful that Cool Sport Shane has dropped this in there. So yeah, good one here, Shane, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Shane, for delivering this one. And of course, we'll look forward, to the next parts and publish when you're ready. I mean, we're always ready for great content here. Okay, another one was delivered by Craig. And this is Veeam Vanguard. He's also leading the Veeam user group UK. So that's why, I thought that this type of materials are super important for our community. Because every time when you're thinking about contributing, and I am telling this because I'm the one who receiving messages from different community members, like, hey, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I have to deliver that much and constantly and etc. And he's kind of revealing the truth about it, that it's all about contribution to community. So there is no need to be VMC, VMCA. There is no need to be, to be super expert in all areas and having expertise in all areas. So I do like this type of content, and thank you, Craig. I think that's really important for those who are about to become, or become leaders, or at least become more involved into user group things and events and etc.
Yeah, so Craig, big one here. This is leading leaders, right? So among user group leaders, you're leading here. So I really appreciate this, Craig. And you're right. And one thing I'll twist and add a little bit differently is that user group leaders can contribute additionally in their own ways, right? There's no like cookie cut. There's no exact recipe for this, right? And one thing I would add, and I think he has this up there, is you can actually be a partner, right, and lead a user group.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I'll go so far as to say that Veeam has partnerships in our DNA. It's almost unavoidable, right? So that's another point I would add to this.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I believe that Veeam takes community as a community, first of all, as a community of users, of software users, and we don't really do this segmentation because it's all community out there. People who are in love with the product, and would love to help others. So yeah, thank you, Craig. And now, as I mentioned, we're going to break the rule again. I would like to highlight this. It's Veeam Community Podcast. I know that, Rick, you has been driving this for years before. So, could you please share more about this? What happened? What the change happened here?
Yeah, so podcasting actually is something I used to do a lot of. And this is my 11th year in Veeam. And for like years before that, I worked with Virtuemania, with Rich Bramley here at Veeam. And then I worked on InfoSmack, and then I did InTech We Trust. And then concurrently through Veeam, I did the Veeam Community Podcast. And, hundreds of episodes later, I don't want to say I ran out of gas, but I'm tired of listening to myself partially also. But, there's some other individuals on the product strategy team, DK and Melissa, have some interest in this. And so what we wanted to do is, I kind of changed how the podcast worked in the sense where I would have some regular scheduled content, but then we'd also, if we were at an event, I'd pull out the microphone and I'd capture something. Well, that hasn't been happening for the last year. It will be happening soon. Just booked some trips this week, actually. But the thought was we can re-swizzle it, just reboot it. It's 10 years. We haven't changed the recipe at all in 10 years. It's time. So we've upped the production, and we got a great new icon there. I don't think DK has that much of a beard yet, but nonetheless, it's going to be good stuff here, and they're really going to go reaching kind of. They're talking about video games. And I'll give an exclusive hint. The next one is going to talk about the ambulance industry, right? So there's a lot of interesting varietal stuff that kind of draws up the digital transformation that we all deal with. So hat tip to DK and VMIS33 on this one, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and also ask the community, please let us know what you think about this format. And also, if you have a few stories to tell about your industry, and about, I don't know, anything what's happening, interesting happening with you that you would like to share, reach out to VMIS33 and also DK. Okay, I think that's it for today, Rick. Intense week, busy community as always, but I have two more things to share. Actually, it's one thing, but yeah. It's never-ending story, I think I can keep this going. So yeah, we just created 2 new Veeam user groups. So first one for North Macedonia and second one Poland. So for all community members from Poland and North Macedonia, check groups tab and join your groups. We got new leaders. We're super excited about, expanding the horizons and getting these new user groups created.
Yeah, that's great stuff, especially these, smaller locales, right? So that way, if you're listening to this and you're like, well, if those regions can do it, so can I. And that's right. Yes, you can. So check out Craig's post. It's easier than you think to get started with one here.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching, everyone, and see you in community.